when it comes to such high-profile cases, the biggest reason why, even if we have the capacity, even if we have officers to investigate, another block is always: is there an angle of that powerful people are behind this? And in Kenya, those murders you've mentioned, JM Kariuki, Robert Ouko, those ones had a political inclination. For Msando, we haven't got into that level where we can call and say this is a political angle. But for the previous one, now that we are seeking to benchmark, for the previous one, there was a political angle. And the moment a political angle was, which was by then more or less like official political powers that be, it became difficult, because even with a competent police force, if the powers above them decide that this is not going to take place, it won't take place. So you have to deal with two issues. Deal with the capacity. Let's talk. In fact, I would love we keep this conversation beyond. How many of us still follow about Juma and the rest and ask what were the steps, what became of the file? The media, for example, should be the best watchdog to follow through the story. Because Kenya, we have a culture of forgetting too fast. We comment, it will trend for 3, 4, 5 days, but it will happen. Now, worst case scenario is that we are having elections. Elections will take away this this story. If next week, where I'm very confident we'll have very peaceful kind of an elections, after next week, that story dies out. But who follows up? Does the media follow through and say what became of this? Do we have case by case kind of follow-up? Let me give an example. For LSK, when Willie Kimani and the other 2 others were murdered, the only thing that has kept that conversation going is because you have his mother agency, or his mother employer, the one that employed Willie Kimani, and LSK have always been following up. When the case comes up, there's always an update about it. What is the latest? Now, when you have such kind of a discussion beyond just right now the talk about this, then we are getting somewhere. And we focus our talk on solutions and say, did we learn? That's why I would still feel, I would love to hear from maybe the honorable members to tell us what became of that system where we were to procure and have a complete refurbished forensic lab, so that we wouldn't be talking of a case where you're seeing an officer, for example, not dusted. So that will be the question.
All right.
Yeah.
So how